Have you ever found yourself stuck with a case that just isn't moving forward? Escalating a case can be a powerful tool to get things resolved, but it's important to do it the right way. In this video, we'll walk you through the steps to escalate a case effectively, ensuring your request isn't denied. We'll cover the common pitfalls, best practices, and how to communicate your concerns professionally. Whether you're dealing with customer support, internal processes, or external partners, these strategies will help you get the attention your case deserves. Let's dive into the world of escalation and learn how to make your voice heard without facing unnecessary roadblocks. Before you escalate any case, it's crucial to understand what escalation really means. Escalation is not about complaining or bypassing standard procedures. Instead, it's a formal process to bring attention to an issue that hasn't been resolved within the expected timeframe or quality. Knowing when and how to escalate can make the difference between a quick resolution and a denied request. By understanding the purpose and structure of escalation, you'll be better equipped to use it as a constructive tool rather than a last resort. Let's explore the fundamentals of escalation and why it matters. Timing is everything when it comes to escalation. Escalating too soon can make you seem impatient, while waiting too long might cause unnecessary delays. Recognize the signs that indicate it's time to escalate. Repeated lack of response, missed deadlines, or unresolved issues despite multiple follow-ups. Document these occurrences carefully, as having a clear record will support your case when you decide to escalate. By being observant and proactive, you can ensure that your escalation is justified and more likely to be taken seriously by the decision makers. One of the most important steps before escalating a case is gathering all relevant evidence. This includes emails, chat logs, meeting notes, and any other documentation that shows your efforts to resolve the issue. Having a well-organized file of evidence not only strengthens your position, but also demonstrates your professionalism. When you present your case for escalation, decision makers will appreciate your thoroughness and be more likely to take your request seriously. Remember, clear and concise evidence is your best ally in avoiding denial. Before you escalate, make sure you have a clear understanding of the issue at hand. Define the problem in specific terms, outlining what has happened, what you expected, and what the current status is. Avoid vague statements and focus on facts. This clarity will help the person reviewing your escalation to quickly grasp the situation and make an informed decision. The more precise you are, the less likely your escalation will be misunderstood or dismissed. Every organization has its own escalation path, and it's important to know what it is before you proceed. This path usually involves a series of steps or levels, starting from your immediate contact and moving up to higher management if necessary. Familiarize yourself with the official escalation policy, including who to contact at each stage and what information is required. Following the correct path not only increases your chances of success, but also shows respect for the established process. A well-prepared escalation request can make all the difference. Start by drafting a concise summary of the issue, including all relevant facts and supporting evidence. Clearly state what resolution you are seeking and why escalation is necessary. Be polite and professional in your tone, avoiding emotional language or accusations. A structured and respectful request is much more likely to be approved than one that seems rushed or confrontational. How you submit your escalation can be just as important as what you say. Some organizations prefer email, while others have dedicated escalation forms or portals. Make sure you use the correct channel as specified in your company's policy. Submitting your escalation through the wrong channel can result in delays or even outright denial. Always double-check the preferred method before sending your request. Tone matters a lot in escalation. Always remain professional and respectful, even if you're frustrated. Avoid blaming individuals or using harsh language. Focus on the facts and the impact of the issue, not on personal grievances. A respectful approach not only increases your chances of being heard, but also maintains positive relationships with those involved. Remember, escalation is about solving problems, not creating new ones. When escalating a case, it's important to clearly state what you want to achieve. Be specific about the resolution you're seeking, whether it's a refund, a process change, or simply a response. This helps the reviewer understand your expectations and work towards a solution. Vague requests are more likely to be denied, so take the time to articulate your desired outcome in detail. It's natural to feel frustrated when a case isn't progressing, but letting emotions dictate your communication can backfire. Avoid using emotional or accusatory language in your escalation. Instead, stick to the facts and explain the impact of the issue objectively. This approach demonstrates maturity and professionalism, making it more likely that your escalation will be taken seriously and not dismissed as a complaint. Show that you've made genuine efforts to resolve the issue before escalating. Reference previous communications, actions taken, and any responses received. This demonstrates that escalation is your last resort, not your first step. Providing this context helps reviewers understand the full picture and increases the likelihood that your escalation will be approved. Clarity is key in escalation. Use simple, direct language, and avoid jargon or ambiguous terms. Make sure your message is easy to understand, even for someone who isn't familiar with the details of your case. Clear communication reduces misunderstandings and helps decision-makers act quickly and confidently. After you've submitted your escalation, don't just wait passively. Follow up at appropriate intervals to check on the status of your case. Be polite and patient in your follow-ups, and provide any additional information requested promptly. Consistent follow-up shows your commitment to resolving the issue and keeps your case on the radar of those responsible. Throughout the escalation process, keep detailed records of every step you take. This includes dates, times, people contacted, and summaries of conversations. Good documentation not only helps you track progress, but also provides a clear trail if further escalation is needed. It's also valuable if you need to reference your actions in the future. Sometimes, you may need to escalate a case within your own organization, while other times, external escalation is necessary. Internal escalation involves moving the issue up the chain of command, while external escalation might mean contacting a regulator or third party. Understand the differences and choose the appropriate path based on your situation. Each has its own protocols and potential outcomes. Escalation requests can be denied for several reasons: lack of evidence, unclear requests, not following the correct process, or escalating prematurely. By understanding these common reasons for denial, you can proactively address them in your escalation. Anticipate objections and prepare your case to minimize the risk of being turned down. If you've escalated cases before, take time to review what worked and what didn't. Analyze past successes and failures to identify patterns and areas for improvement. Learning from experience helps you refine your approach and avoid repeating mistakes, making your future escalations more effective. After your escalation is resolved, seek feedback from those involved. Ask what you did well and where you could improve. Constructive feedback helps you grow and prepares you for handling future cases more effectively. It also shows your willingness to learn and collaborate, which can strengthen professional relationships. There's an etiquette to escalation that goes beyond just following the rules. Always give the original handler a fair chance to resolve the issue before escalating. Notify them of your intention to escalate and explain your reasons calmly. This transparency fosters trust and can sometimes prompt a quicker resolution without the need for formal escalation. Using templates can help you structure your escalation requests more effectively. Many organizations provide escalation templates that outline the required information and format. If available, use these templates to ensure you include all necessary details and present your case in a professional manner. Templates can also speed up the process and reduce the risk of missing important information. Some cases require urgent escalation due to their impact or time sensitivity. In these situations, clearly state the urgency and explain the potential consequences of further delay. Provide supporting evidence to justify the need for immediate attention. Urgent escalation should still follow the correct process, but may require additional communication to highlight their importance. Every company has its own culture around escalation. Some encourage open communication and quick escalation, while others prefer issues to be resolved at the lowest level possible. Understand your company's culture and adapt your approach accordingly. Aligning with company values increases your chances of a successful escalation and helps you navigate internal dynamics more smoothly. In customer service, escalation is a common tool for resolving complex or persistent issues. Whether you're a customer or a representative, understanding the escalation process can help you achieve better outcomes. Focus on clear communication, thorough documentation, and respectful interactions to ensure your escalation is handled efficiently and effectively. Project managers often need to escalate issues to keep projects on track. Escalation can involve raising risks, resource constraints, or unresolved conflicts to higher management. The key is to escalate early, with clear evidence and proposed solutions. This proactive approach helps prevent minor issues from becoming major roadblocks. In IT support, escalation is used to move complex technical issues to higher-level experts. Proper documentation and clear communication are essential to ensure the issue is understood and resolved quickly. Always include error logs, screenshots, and a detailed description of the problem when escalating IT cases. In healthcare, escalation can be a matter of patient safety. If a concern isn't addressed promptly, it's vital to escalate to the appropriate authority. Follow established protocols, document your concerns, and communicate clearly to ensure patient needs are met without unnecessary delays. Financial cases often require escalation when there are discrepancies, delays, or unresolved disputes. Ensure all financial records are accurate and up to date before escalating. Clearly outline the issue, provide supporting documents, and specify the resolution you're seeking to avoid denial. Legal cases require careful escalation to avoid complications. Consult with legal experts before escalating, and ensure all communications are documented. Follow legal protocols and avoid making statements that could be used against you. Proper escalation in legal matters can protect your interests and lead to a fair resolution. In educational settings, escalation may involve addressing unresolved issues with teachers, administrators, or support staff. Clearly document the problem, communicate respectfully, and follow the institution's escalation policy. This ensures your concerns are addressed fairly and efficiently. Retail cases often require escalation for unresolved customer complaints or service failures. Gather all receipts, communication records, and product details before escalating. Present your case clearly and respectfully to management, and specify the resolution you're seeking. In logistics, escalation may be necessary for delayed shipments, lost packages, or service disruptions. Document all tracking information, communication with carriers, and attempts to resolve the issue. Escalate to the appropriate contact with a clear summary and supporting evidence. Manufacturing issues, such as quality defects or production delays, may require escalation. Gather production records, quality reports, and communication logs. Present your escalation to the relevant manager with a clear explanation of the issue and its impact on operations. Escalating cases in government settings often involve strict protocols and documentation. Ensure you follow official procedures, submit all required forms, and communicate through the proper channels. This increases the likelihood of your case being reviewed and resolved efficiently. Nonprofit organizations may have unique escalation processes due to limited resources and volunteer involvement. Be patient, document your concerns, and communicate respectfully with staff and volunteers. Understanding the organization's structure can help you escalate effectively and achieve a positive outcome. Startups often have fast-paced environments and informal escalation processes. Even so, it's important to document issues and communicate clearly. Escalate to founders or key decision makers when necessary, and focus on solutions rather than blame to maintain a collaborative atmosphere. Remote work can make escalation more challenging due to limited face-to-face interaction. Use clear written communication, keep thorough records, and utilize collaboration tools to track progress. Escalate through virtual channels as specified by your organization's policy. Some cases involve sensitive information that must be handled confidentially during escalation. Ensure you follow privacy policies and only share information with authorized individuals. Protecting confidentiality not only complies with regulations, but also builds trust with all parties involved. In global organizations, cultural differences can affect how escalation is perceived and handled. Be aware of cultural norms regarding communication, hierarchy, and conflict resolution. Adapting your approach to fit the cultural context can help your escalation be received more positively and effectively. Many organizations use technology tools to manage escalations, such as ticketing systems or workflow platforms. Learn how to use these tools effectively, including how to submit, track, and update escalation requests. Leveraging technology can streamline the process and ensure nothing falls through the cracks. Escalation is closely linked to conflict resolution. Approach escalations with a problem-solving mindset, seeking solutions rather than assigning blame. Effective conflict resolution skills can help de-escalate tense situations and lead to mutually beneficial outcomes. Leaders play a critical role in the escalation process. They set the tone for how escalations are handled and ensure that issues are addressed fairly and promptly. If you're in a leadership position, foster an environment where team members feel comfortable escalating issues and know that their concerns will be taken seriously. Every escalation is an opportunity for learning and improvement. After resolving a case, review the process to identify what went well and what could be improved. Implement changes to prevent similar issues in the future, and share lessons learned with your team to build a culture of continuous improvement. Let's recap the key steps to escalate a case without getting denied. Recognize when escalation is necessary, gather and organize evidence, clarify the issue, follow the correct process, communicate professionally, and follow up consistently. By following these best practices, you can navigate the escalation process with confidence and achieve better outcomes. Escalating a case doesn't have to be a daunting process. With the right approach, you can ensure your concerns are addressed without facing denial. Remember to stay professional, follow procedures, and focus on solutions. Escalation is a tool for positive change. Use it wisely, and you'll be able to resolve issues more effectively in any environment.